Good afternoon and welcome to today's demonstration, our live demonstration with Alyssa from our Capital Community. I do want to welcome you to today's session. This is a very important topic and is a part of a larger topic happening on campus this month for what we call Fresh Check Day, which is put on through the Jordan Porco Foundation. And it's a way that the college and our college community can put a spotlight on mental health, suicide prevention, reducing the stigma for people to seek out help when they are at risk of suicide or just struggling with mental health issues. So throughout the month, we've had some really engaging activities planned for you. I hope that you will all check out all the other activities happening later on this month. Check out our webpage. If you search from Capital Community College's homepage, search Fresh Check. That'll bring you to our landing page for Capital Community College's Fresh Check Day, where you'll have a bunch of different resources at your disposal, as well as some ideas of ways that you can protect your mental health and do some really great activities, such as the one that we're doing today. So without further ado, I want to turn it over to Alyssa. Thank you so much for taking the time today to put this together and teach us how we can build our mental health and be in a better mental space through the foods that we eat.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you so much, Helena. Mask off so you guys can hear me a little bit better while I demonstrate. So yes, as Helena said, hello everybody. My name is Alyssa Parlante. I am the AmeriCorps Vista here at Capital Community College, serving as Capital Cares Pantries, developer and kind of manager. So I've been here since August, and I will be here until August. So I'm very excited. And let's get into what we're here for today. So healthy eating and mental health. A lot of people probably assume that there's really not that big of a correlation between the two, but hold your breath. There's a lot. So let's get started. From a young age, we're kind of taught that eating helps us look better in our physical. We're not always told that good nutrition can significantly affect our mental health as well. So think about it like this. Your brain is always on. No matter if you're sleeping, if you're walking, if you're taking a test, your brain is always doing something for your body. It's, regulating the temperature, it's helping you breathe, it's regulating your heart. There's all of these things that your brain is doing as kind of like that central point that's helping everything go on through your body. So when your brain requires a constant supply of fuel, what really matters is what you're putting into your body to feed your brain. So like an expensive car, you only want to really fuel your body with premium fuel. You want to fuel it with fresh fruits, vegetables, and things that are going to actually turn into energy to therefore help you be successful. If you eat a high sugar diet, a high fat diet, that's not considered premium fuel for your body and for your brain. So serotonin, let's talk about serotonin for a hot second, is a neurotransmitter that actually helps you regulate sleep, your appetite, and your mood. Even though that serotonin is considered something that goes on a lot up in your brain, 95% of your serotonin is actually produced in your gastrointestinal tract. So your GI tract is home to billions of bacteria that help you break down the food that you put into your body. And eating healthy food promotes the growth of good bacteria. And if you think about it the other way, eating bad things can promote the production of bad bacteria. So when the neurotransmitter production is in good shape, your brain receives all these positive messages. And, so when you're thinking about healthy food you want to put in your body, that will create good energy, hence good fuel. If you're putting bad things in your body, that can create the production of bad fuel, which can actually create sugar crashes and just complete mood crashes in general. So 3 things that you kind of want to think about is what the sugar, talking about sugar for a hot sec, is, are my sugars coming from natural foods? So fruits, for example, have a lot of natural sugar in it, which is good for your body. On the other side, if you're drinking a really sugary drink with a lot of, added sugars, that is something that is going to make you it'll give you a really good, boost for a second, but then you come down on your come down and you crash. So you want to think about where your nutrition is coming from. Now that you know all of this about, how your mood and how your performance can be affected by the foods that you eat, let's talk a little bit about what foods you should be putting into your body to get that premium fuel. So whole foods, think fruits and vegetables, and foods that are minimally processed. The more healthy ingredients, the better. And studies have actually shown that preservatives, food colorings, and other additives can actually cause and or worsen depression and hyperactivity. Another thing that we want to look at for good fuel into your body is fiber. So fiber is something that helps your body actually absorb the sugars and or glucose that you take in, and it helps your body process it more slowly, so then you don't actually get those sugar crashes and you feel full longer. Something else that you can absolutely put into your body that will help you be healthier is vitamin D. And even though that we get a lot of vitamin D from the sun, there are some foods that you can eat, such as mushrooms, to get more vitamin D into your diet. Vitamin D is something that helps a lot with serotonin production. So as we were talking about serotonin before, something that helps regulate, all of those good things in your body. And lastly, antioxidants, folate, and magnesium are 3 things that you should be looking for in your food products to, make that determining decision is, I will be getting these things into my body, so I should probably eat something like this. When you're thinking about things in a meal, you think about your grains, you think about your protein, and you think about either your fruits or vegetables or otherwise. So when you're thinking about a healthy diet that will fuel your body properly, you want to think about complex carbs, which can include brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, anything that's not a refined grain pretty much. And that actually helps you with your nutritional value and keeps you satisfied longer instead of simple carbohydrates such as breads, white rice, such as. Something else that you want to think about putting on your plate for a healthy mental diet is lean proteins. So this can really be anything that you'd like. Everything is good in moderation. So if you feel like having beef one day, awesome. But think about lean proteins. So chicken, turkey, eggs, beans, soybeans, basically anything that you can get protein in as. And lastly, fatty acids are actually something that is extremely important for your diet. You can find them in fish, meat, eggs, and things like flax seeds and or chia seeds. And fatty acids are actually crucial for the proper function of your brain and nervous system. So it kind of aids your brain and your nervous system and gives you that nutritional value. So moving on to healthy eating tips and resources. So with all of this information, you may be thinking about what you're currently putting into your body and what changes you might want to make. My biggest tip is do not make all of your changes at once. Start small, try little things. Maybe start doing small swaps, for example. Oh, Marlon's in there. Hi, Marlon. So let's talk about small swaps. Instead of eating white rice or bread, maybe try eating brown rice or the whole grain version of that bread. Small swaps that will therefore help you be healthier and creating that better diet for yourself. Something else is maybe swapping, instead of canola oil, you can use avocado or cooking oil. You could also use olive oil, of course, as well. That's a very common oil instead of coconut or avocado. Something else that you can use in addition to starting small is setting goals for yourself throughout the week. Week 1, and if you want to cut back on your sugar, focus on that goal specifically. If the next week, if you maybe want to incorporate more whole grains into your diet, focus on that. Start small and you can make progress as you go. Something else as a big tip is creating and developing a healthy shopping list and sticking to it. And one of my biggest tips is when you go grocery shopping, don't go hungry. You will have urges. You will have many, many wants. And when you're going down that aisle and you see that big bag of Oreos that you just want so much, I get it. But if you go hungry, you will make those impulse buys, therefore probably fueling an unhealthy diet. A resource that I would like to share with you guys is healthyfamilyct.com. It's actually a part of UConn. It is a new kind of developmental program for healthy eating, shopping tips. They have a lot of great recipes on there that are simple and have a lot of healthy ingredients that are easily accessible, so things that you can actually find in pantries on their website. So I will add that link, or I'll add that website to the bottom when we edit that video. And then another tip that I have is, if you have trouble with healthy eating, a lot of local supermarkets actually have a nutritionalist there as a resource for anybody who wants to use them. I know that ShopRite in East Hartford has one, and I know that the other ShopRite actually is still in East Hartford. So it's two ShopRites in East Hartford. They both have a nutritionist on site and are very willing to help you with your healthy eating goals. Next, talking about supermarkets too. This is something that I found at my local supermarket, which is Price Chopper. A lot of other supermarkets do this, but I wanted to bring in this pamphlet to show you guys. They use easy colored tags actually on, they use easy colored tags to show what kind of, basically they use colored tags on each of their stickers to tell you if it's organic, gluten-free, whole grain, low sodium. Basically, you can use this as a resource. It's there for you already at the supermarket. You don't even have to pay for it. All you have to do is just look right at the sticker, and it'll tell you all the cool things that the item has. You see it on the back as well. There you go. This is specifically at Price Chopper, but like I said, a lot of supermarkets already have this in place. So look for the pamphlet and look for the little tags. Last but not least, my final tip for healthy eating for you guys is to inquire on different health websites and their newsletters. My personal favorite is the Harvard Medical School. They actually have a newsletter that they send out twice a week with all different healthy resources, not only for healthy eating, but also keeping yourself active and other healthy eating and just overall healthy tips. So let's get started into the cooking demo part of this session. So as we talked about all of that information before, we're thinking and going into our cool bean salad, which I chose as one of the recipes for many reasons. One, this is a very inexpensive recipe, and it literally only takes one bowl to make. In addition to that, it is gluten-free, it's vegetarian, it's vegan, it is egg, dairy, soy, and peanut free. Not free in general, actually. And to give a little bit of, the caloric and nutritional facts on this, one serving of 1/3 cup is 440 calories, and 12 grams of protein are going into one serving of this. So like how we were talking about before with our non-meat proteins, this is a whole bean salad. So it has a lot of that protein that you're getting from non-meat items. So let's get started. And first we're going to make the dressing that actually goes on top of the bean salad. So our dressing base is going to be 1 half cup of olive oil. So we have our half a cup of olive oil. And I'm showing this, as two different bowls to give a little bit better of a visual representation. But when you're making this at home, you can actually just make the dressing in the bowl and then add the other ingredients to it. So you're literally only using one bowl. Next is our red wine vinegar. So we're going to do a 1/4 cup of this. This recipe includes 1 tablespoon of sugar. So we have our 1 tablespoon of sugar. Also have this is already minced, but this is 1 clove of garlic minced. That's also going to go into our dressing. We have 1 teaspoon of salt. Teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. Also going to do 1 teaspoon of chili powder. And if you don't want the dressing as hot, you could always do half a teaspoon instead. 1 teaspoon of chili powder. And the last ingredient going into our dressing for the cool bean salad is going to be a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Let's go ahead and mix that up. And your dressing should look a little bit something like that. Now moving on to our actual bean salad. I have 3 cups of cooked basmati rice that I had already pre-cooked. This also consists of 1 can of kidney beans and 1 can of black beans, rinsed and drained. We have 1 can of corn, rinsed and drained. You can also use a bag of frozen corn if you'd like. This is 1 red bell pepper chopped. And then I have a 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro and 3 green onions chopped. So what we're going to do is basically just add it all to the bowl. Like I said, this is 1 bowl recipe. So we got our beans, we have our corn, we have our red bell pepper, here's our green onion, and our cilantro. We have our big old bowl of rice, beans, corn, veggies, everything in here. And then all we're going to do is just, whisk up our dressing a little bit more so all those spices are thoroughly combined. And then you just pour it all over on top. And the great thing about this recipe is that you can actually add any kind of vegetable that you want. You could swap out the black beans for pinto beans, for example. If you wanted to add tricolor peppers or tomatoes, you're more than welcome to. The possibilities with this salad is honestly endless. And the longer that you let it sit, the rice soaks up the dressing, so it tastes amazing the day after. And like I said, this is something that's really simple, 1 bowl that anybody can make. A lot of these ingredients can be found in a pantry as well, like the corn, the black beans, the kidney beans, and the rice. And it just looks so delicious, honestly. This looks like something that I would want to make and sit out on my porch and eat in the middle of summer. I'll show it to you guys. There you go. It just looks so yummy. I can't wait to try this. So the second recipe that I have for you guys is a no-bake protein bite. This consists of rolled oats, peanut butter, any kind of protein add-in, so it could be chia seeds, flax seeds, or if you don't have either of those, you could also add more rolled oats, honey, vanilla extract, and then this recipe has mini chocolate chips in it. So I went ahead and already prepped the no-bake ball dough, even though it's a no bake, but here you go. So this has been sitting in the fridge for about half an hour now. And it's better to refrigerate this so then when you go to roll the balls, they actually stay. It's a little bit difficult, you know, especially if you're using a natural peanut butter. That's a little less thick to get them to stick and actually form. So refrigerating the dough is the best way to get that shape. So the recipe in general is 1 1/4 cup of rolled oats, 2 tablespoons of your protein mix-in. So I decided to use chia seeds in this recipe. It is 1/2 cup of peanut butter. This is my creamy, no salt added peanut butter. And then it is 1/3 cup of our sweetener. If you don't have honey, you could also use maple syrup or agave nectar. And then it is 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and last but not least, 1/2 cup of our mini chocolate chips. And I mix that all together and we have our dough. I'll show you guys a little bit closer. There you go. Should look about that. If it is too runny, you could always add more chocolate chips and rolled oats. Or if it's a little too dry, you can go ahead and add some more peanut butter or your sweetener like honey or maple syrup. And basically, like I said, you just mix everything up into a bowl. It's another 1 bowl recipe. Pop it in the refrigerator for about a half an hour. And then you can just go ahead and roll your energy balls. And these are really great because you can keep them in the refrigerator or you can actually put them in the freezer for up to 3 months. And the nutritional value on one of these is a little bit higher of caloric value than I actually thought when I had chosen this recipe. So for one of the balls is 131 calories in general or in total. And then the protein content of one of the balls is 5 grams of protein. So it's not as much as the bean salad, but like I said, these are energy bites. These are for on the go. This is for you're just on your way. You don't have time for a full meal.
You called again?
These are just no bake energy bites.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you go online and you actually search no bake energy bites, even though this one is pretty simple with just the mini chocolate chips in it, there's so many other flavors that you can do. I came across an almond joy one that had shredded coconut and almonds in it. There was a cranberry apple one that had some dried apples and cranberries in it, which sounded amazing as well. But for the purposes of our cooking demo, I wanted to keep it simple with just the mini chocolate chips. And just to give a size comparison so everybody can kind of see, I'm not rolling these in the actual size that they should be. These are a lot bigger. They should be about 1 inch in diameter, and that's the nutritional value that I have for this recipe is a 1. And then this is clearly a lot bigger. So this is the one that I'm just using to show, so it shows up a little bit better on camera. This is the actual size that they should be, about 1 inch in diameter. You guys want to come and try one of these? Please feel free. That one's so tiny.
This would be a great like gym time snack, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely, yeah. So like I said, these are great for when you're on the go and you can freeze them. You can store leftover energy balls in an airtight container for up to 2 weeks, Or, like I said, you can freeze them for up to 3 months. So if you want to make a big batch of these and have them readily available for whenever you're on the go and you have to run out the house really quick, this is a great option. Instead of, having a bag of chips, for example, this is something that you can bring with you, prepare ahead of time, and it's going to fuel your body properly for your day ahead. It's not going to, cause you to have sugar crashes. It will definitely keep you more full than a bag of chips, I promise that. And lastly, to wrap up everything, I just wanted to say thank you so much to the Jordan Poco Foundation for Fresh Check Day for allowing me to do this. It has been an absolute pleasure. I've had so much fun. This is something that I have really enjoyed doing as a certified chef with the American Culinary Federation. I love sharing my talents and ideas with everybody. So thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. Lastly, to everybody who is here and to those who are going to be watching on the recorded video, for our students, Capital Cares Pantry is here as a resource for you. If you are in need of anything, we have clothing, we have food, we have personal hygiene products. We are there as a support center for you. So please do not hesitate to ask for help when you need help. We are up on the 7th floor, me and Jackie. We are always there taking calls, taking appointments, and we also have our curbside pickup program happening until the very end of the semester every Tuesday. So if you have any questions or comments or would like to inquire about the pantry, send us an email at ca_foodpantry@ccc.comnet.edu or give us a call at 860-906-5320. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.